our great speaker, for organizing a wonderful trip. It was a real pleasure to travel with my distinguished colleagues, and as they say in Washington, this is really how we get to know each other, and so we did, and we survived 40 hours on planes and whatever. But it was my third trip to Afghanistan. It was an opportunity to hear directly from our soldiers on the ground, from those leading the great effort in Afghanistan, as well as to meet with Afghan women in particular. And we were fortunate to meet with so many, as we've heard, women who are currently serving, and to come away with a sense of their extraordinary commitments to the war effort there. And you've heard what they've given up. Madeline Bordallo talked about some of the women and their children. The story that stays with me is I met a young woman who had a 6-month-old baby. She left, and she will not see that child for another year. And we all know what happens in a year of the lifetime of a young child. So it was a very poignant reminder, particularly so because we were traveling on Mother's Day, but also, I think, demonstrated their extraordinary commitment to securing the national interest of this country as they engage in this effort in Afghanistan. And their ever-increasing participation in the military, we saw an enormous array of ways in which they are serving our country. The Women's Engagement Team was one way. There was a woman who led a convoy that took 55 hours across very dangerous terrain. These are the kinds of stories that you need to go to Afghanistan to hear. But their extraordinary contributions are in stark contrast to what Afghan women are able to do. We did meet with the Afghan Shura, and you see, as we heard, women who finally are able to make a subsistence living from the kinds of ways in which we're making investments in Afghanistan, who are worried, though, that those projects will disappear, up to women who are very sophisticated, have extraordinary talent, they're doctors, teachers, and only want to have the opportunity to contribute to their society in a very long-term way. So the challenge I think we have going forward is to make sure that women are part of the peace process. It's very important that they be their participation be significant and robust, and that as the parliamentary elections go forward, that there is a process in place that women will be able to participate and lend their full voice to the process. As we heard, the issues are education, health care, economic opportunity, but without security, women cannot access those basic elements of life, and they seek to do so in behalf of their families and our children. So I look forward, as we go ahead, to President Karzai maintaining his commitment to include women in the peace process in a significant way, to make sure they're participating in our government, in their government in a significant way, and to the ways in which our administration and our president make sure that that is the case going forward. Because without the participation of 50% of the Afghan population, the long-term security that we seek to achieve really will not be attainable. So much is dependent upon their capacity to become engaged, change their lives, and change the lives of their families and their families as well. So it's one of those things in which there's nothing like a visit to really bring home the extraordinary challenges, but the extraordinary opportunities, and to engage with the leadership that has the capacity to make the difference for the Afghan people, and in particular Afghan women. So I want to thank Susan Davis again for putting in place an extraordinary effort. It's one that I will always remember, and I look forward to going back again.
Thank you. And we now may join my Congresswoman Donna Edwards.